make some sour cream mashed potatoes next. It's calling for russet potatoes, but I'm just going to make some red skin potatoes. So I measured out, and we are going to quarter this and then cook it in water. You're to cover it with water. So I'm going to quarter these and get them ready to go into the water. And you're supposed to fill them up. This should be cold water that you're filling up here over the potatoes. It's not supposed to be hot water. So that was 3 pounds of potatoes. Already had them washed. Well, no, I poured it just about right. I am going to cook this. They say to set stove to medium-high heat. So we'll get it up there. I'm going to get it up there pretty high to cook that. Cook until the potatoes are soft enough to pierce easily with a fork. Then we're going to drain it. And then we're going to place the potatoes back into the pot, cover the potatoes for about 5 minutes, heat up the milk until it's almost hot. We're going to make the hamburger steaks. We need 1 pound of ground beef. This right here is 1.2 pounds. So let me see here. We're going to do it just like the recipe says, because this is actually the first time I'm making this. Doubt the 2 ounces will make much difference, but you never know. Well, boy, oh boy. Maybe there wasn't 1.2 pounds in there. Okay, here it is. 1 pound going in. This was what was left. I'm going to follow it like like they say for the first time. So in a large bowl, mix together 1 pound of ground beef, 1 egg. I like to scramble it before I put it in there. So 1 egg. Breadcrumbs, it's 1/4 cup breadcrumbs. 1/8 teaspoon of black pepper. 1/2 teaspoon of seasoned salt. I do not have seasoned salt. So I am just going to use 1/2 teaspoon of regular salt. Because they're also asking for garlic powder and onion salt. So I think we got enough goodies in there. I need 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder. One-half teaspoon of garlic powder. Whoops, dropped that on the floor. Let me wash my hands here a minute. And we need 1 teaspoon of Worcestershire. Worcestershire. The correct pronunciation is not Shire, sure. So Worcestershire is how I'm saying it today. If somebody knows the proper way better than that, I've looked it up online, I've shared it with you in another video. I do not know. So the W sauce, 1 teaspoon. Put 1 teaspoon of that in there. Okay. And we'll mix that all together. First I'm going to stir it up a little bit. Then I'll mix it into balls and get it ready. So we're to put this, mix this together and then make 8 hamburger balls, kind of like meatballs out of it. And then we're going to flatten them. And I guess a serving is 2 of these patties. So let me clean this off. So we better have a large skillet ready because we're going to put some oil on it, a tablespoon of oil, and we're going to fry these patties and onion in the oil until patties are nicely browned, about 4 minutes per side. Okay? So I got my onions ready. Make sure I got the right amount of onions. Yep. Okay, so next is to form them into 8 balls. So balls are probably about, we'll see if I get 8 balls out of this size. I'll check here and see. That's too big. It's like big, gigantic meatballs. I told Doug I'd have dinner ready by 5:30. Then I said 6. I don't think that's going to happen. I'm thinking more like 6:30. He likes to eat early. But, you know, till I get home from work. Today was an earlier day. I was able to get home by 4:15. But usually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I made them. I can make a few a little bit bigger. Let's see here. Which other one is a small one? Some of them are smaller than others. They're not all equal. So I'm going to try to equal them out a little bit. That way they all cook evenly. So if you like hamburger, and you like gravy, and you like onions, you should like this. Okay, got it into 8 bowls. So let's put our tablespoon, I think, of oil. We'll put that in a pan. Okay, and heat the oil in large skillet over medium heat. 1 tablespoon of oil. Does it say vegetable oil or olive oil? Vegetable oil. 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil. We'll put that in there. Fry the patties and onions in the oil until patties are nicely browned. Okay, we're going to press these little buggers down. I'm going to light this up a little bit. We got our 1 cup of onions there. And those were to be sliced thinly. So these are just cute little patties. Look at those little baby patties. They're just so little, like little baby hamburgers. Little baby meatloafs. Oops. What do I have that would be doing that for? Oh, it's my green bean casserole. Okay, let's see here now. We'll finish these up because I'm sure the grease is hot by now, and I don't want to fly back in my face whenever I put these little mini burgers on here. Okay, fry the patties and the onions. Let's see here. Oh, not that hot. So we're going to do that for about 4 minutes on each side. I'm going to make sure that grease is, see, they all fit in the pan. We'll do that for about 4 minutes on each side, it says, to brown them. Let's put the onions in there. Got a few finely, thinly sliced. I got a few big slices, but that's okay. An onion's an onion. All right, let's see here now. So remove the beef patties to a plate and keep warm. Okay. So once we brown these on each side for about 4 minutes, we're going to put them on a plate to keep them warm. We're going to cover them up. So we'll wait till those brown. Okay. We're going to go ahead and get our beef broth measured out. We're going to need 1 cup of beef broth. I got the college in. And 1 tablespoon of cooking sherry. You know what? I have to be honest, this is the first time I have ever purchased cooking sherry. That shows you how basic I have been in the kitchen. 1/2 tablespoon, so we're going to do 2 of those. 1, 2. So that's equivalent to 1 tablespoon, because that was a half. Oops. Here it is. It smells like wine. We'll have that ready. And we got 1/2 teaspoon of salt. We'll get that ready. 1/2 teaspoon. Where's my salt? Right here. Is there anything in that? Okay. Alrighty. So those should soon be done. And I'll flip them over. Ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum, ba-da-ba-da-da-da-da-dum, da-da-dum, da-da-dum, da-da-da-da-da. Okay, right here it is. We'll flip them over, and then we shall do 4 minutes on the other side, and yes, they are getting brown. They just look like little burgers, with onions smothered all over them. My potatoes are coming to a boil. I'll let them boil for a little bit. I might just turn it down a little bit. Let them cook till they get tender. Browned on one side. Do it for 4 minutes on the other. Okay. Let's see. Make sure I got all my ingredients ready. I don't think I have my flour ready. Do I have my flour here? Nope, that was for another recipe. Okay, how much flour do I need? 2 tablespoons, all-purpose flour. Okay, so now, do we have everything? The onions. 2 tablespoons of flour, 1 cup beef broth, 1 tablespoon of cooking sherry is in there. We got our 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Is there anything else on the other side? No. So we're all ready. Everything's measured out. Just so you know, if you cook it exactly like they said, a serving has 319 calories, and that would be 2 of these little patties, which isn't bad. Not bad at all. So now I'm anxious to go ahead and do this, but I got 3 more minutes. So what can we talk about in 3 minutes? Let me see. Nothing. Got nothing. How about if I just pause the camera, and I'll be back in about 3 minutes. Start maybe cleaning up some of the mess, if I don't need it for me mashed potatoes. I thought I saw someone out back. I didn't. I did not. We have about a minute left. I'm going to put them on this plate and then just cover them up with foil while I put the rest of the ingredients in the can. That's going to be really good. Probably just going to taste like meatloaf with gravy on top. I see one of our little Halloween spiders that's on the floor. Jack and I cooked in this kitchen all day yesterday and had Halloween decorations all over the place. It was almost like somebody vomited up Halloween. Oh, it was so draining, tiring. By the end of the day, my feet hurt. Jack was grouchy, I was grouchy. So I'll know never to do that again. Okay, we're gonna take the burgers out. And there's gonna be a lot of onions still in there because that was a whole cup of sliced onions. Okay, we're gonna cover these up, keep them warm. Now let's sprinkle flour over the onions and drippings. See what it says? Stir in flour with a fork, scraping the bits of beef off the bottom. Whoops. I'm sorry, I'll use one of these forks. So there's little bits of beef on the bottom. They want you to get all of that tasty goodness. Get the flour off the sides of the pan. Oh, that looks good. Look at this. Onions. Good, good, good. Of course you have to like onions for that to look appealing to you. Gradually mix in beef broth and sherry. Okay, I think we got all the hamburger off the bottom. So we're gonna mix in this a little bit at a time. Okay, and here now it says, season with salt, simmer and stir over medium heat for about 5 minutes. I got a little extra salt on there. So we're going to turn this down just a little bit, make sure it's about medium heat. We're going to let that cook for about 5 minutes till the gravy thickens. Oh, that cooking sherry smells good. And then we'll return the patties and let them cover them up and simmer for another 15 minutes. So that'll just permeate through the little hamburgers. And that will taste delicious, especially with our sour cream red-skinned mashed potatoes and our green bean casserole. So I will be back here in a few minutes. Did I say minutes? I will be back here in a few minutes, and just to show you how thick the gravy got, and we're gonna just put the burgers back in. The gravy seems to have thickened. It said to stir over medium-low heat. I had it, I think, over medium. So make sure you simmer it over medium-low for about 5 minutes until the gravy thickens. Well, it's already thickened. It's only been about 3 minutes. So I am going to return the patties and then simmer it on low for another 15 minutes. And just, you know, for the cooking sherry, I looked this up. This is actual alcohol. I didn't realize that. Do you know that cooking sherry, and probably some of you chefs out there already knew that, of course, cooking sherry or cooking wine contains 12 to 17% alcohol and is sold as a food item. So does that mean that a kid could go and buy cooking sherry and eat it? And I see right here, alcohol. This has 17% alcohol. I could get drunk on cooking sherry. I wonder if they do sell it to kids. Something, you know, just to think about. Oh, and I shouldn't have said that, because now kids will look and say, hey, I can go buy a bottle of cooking sherry. Sorry, kids. Sorry, parents. Didn't mean to give your kids any ideas. I'm going to cover these up. Sprinkle a little bit of that delicious gravy on top. Turn it way down to low. Just going to spread a little of that gravy on top, so none of them feel left out. Okay, so they are on low 15 minutes. By that time the potatoes should probably be done, and I can just whip them up. So I'll be back in about 15 minutes. The potatoes are getting softer, so they should just be about ready. The meat is only going to take about 8 more minutes. So I'm going to go ahead, and it calls for a cup of milk to be hot. So let's heat up the milk. So I'll go ahead and warm this up. Got to make sure I don't scorch it. So I'm just going to heat it up a little slowly. So we're going to go ahead and drain these and then put the potatoes back on the stovetop for 5 minutes. Place potatoes back into the pot and cover the potatoes for about 5 minutes. Heat up the milk. Okay, cook until the potatoes are soft. All right, that's what we're going to do. Potatoes feel pretty soft. I'm going to drain my potatoes. I'm going to turn this down. And then we're supposed to put it back in the skillet for about 5 minutes. So we got 4 minutes on the clock, so I'm just going to go ahead and put those back in. We're heating up the milk. And then it says pour half of the hot milk, softened butter. We have softened butter here, which is 8 tablespoons. We got our half cup of sour cream. So pour half of the hot milk, softened butter, and sour cream into the pot of mash until you get the desired consistency. If the mash is too thick, add a bit more milk. I hear my phone buzzing. Somebody's calling. It's probably Jack saying, Abby, Abby, can I come down to play? Even though he spent all day here yesterday. Okay, let's see. Just some tips that she says. You should put salt in the water when you boil it. That just adds a little bit more flavor. She also likes heating the milk so that when you add it, you're not cooling the potatoes down. And she says here, adding cold milk straight from the refrigerator cools down your potatoes and may reduce the creaminess of your final product. The colder liquid also doesn't get absorbed into the potatoes as fully as warm milk does. And then she says not to over mix your potatoes or your creamy mashed potatoes will become gummy. I don't know about that, but we'll just pay attention, kind of go by what she says. I'm going to turn this off. Only a minute to go. See if our milk is hot. How do you test it to see if it's hot without? Yeah, I think it is. I'm going to turn the milk off just for a minute because I'm afraid that'll get scorched on the bottom. We're going to go ahead and add our sour cream, 1 cup plus an additional 3 tablespoons. Okay, we're going to do this. Put our butter in here, half a cup, 8 tablespoons. Add, okay. Pour half the milk, softened butter. So we're just going to pour half the milk. We're going to determine if we need all of it in order to have our creamy potatoes. Thank goodness I'm going to use some of that. And then you just salt and pepper to taste. And I'm going to move this over here. So I just put the pan here. I'm going to add about half of that. And I'm going to mix it all together. See what comes up. I don't think I'm going to need that full cup of milk. And I'll show you the texture here in a little bit. Mine are plenty creamy without that full cup of milk. Because of the sour cream, I would actually say I probably could have done with a little bit less milk. I would say maybe half a cup to 3/4 of a cup. We'll sprinkle a little salt and pepper and we'll just do it to taste. Let's see. Doug, you can come on because the food's all pretty much ready. And you're going to be the guinea pig once again. Those potatoes are good. I'm not using all the milk, but these will be good reheated up because then they'll be a little firmer. Little red skin mashed potatoes. I'm just gonna serve you a plate right out of the, I still have the oven on. I forgot to shut the oven off. Let me get you some green bean casserole. Doug is hungry. We eat normally at 4:30, sometimes 3 if you like it. Then we wonder, why are we starving at night? Okay, the green bean casserole. 2 little steaks. That's good onions and stuff there, Douglas.
Looks good.
And then, I thought I would have a bigger spoon, but I don't. The potatoes, I probably would have put less milk in it than she called for, but it's really a good creamy texture. Let me get a good picture. Well, no, I can take a picture of mine then. Go ahead, Douglas. Eat while it's steaming hot. Oh, I gotta get the camera on you.
No, you don't need to do that.
Well, yeah, they gotta know that it's you eating.
It's me eating.
As soon as you taste the burgers, the steak is what I want you to taste. You know that has cooking sherry in it? And I never even gave that a thought. That's alcohol. It has 17% alcohol in it.
I've never got drunk off a hamburger before.
Well, there's only a tablespoon, I think, in it, but...
Kids can't eat this.
Well, no, I was just wondering, can kids buy cooking sherry? You could drink it. What's your thoughts?
Very good.
Very good?
Excellent.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay, Doug.
Well worth the taste.
All right.
Or the wait.
The wait. Well worth the taste.
See, I don't eat, I can't think.
Was this on a scale?
8.
8. Everything's 8, or give different ratings for each?
8.
8 across the board.
I know you spent all this time cooking and preparing, but the best way to eat it is to mix it all together.
Ah, geez, he's gonna mix everything together. That's okay, folks. Hey, thanks for joining us once again. And tonight was sour cream mashed potatoes. I made red skin, not the other type that she asked. Green bean casserole with tomatoes and mozzarella cheese, and hamburger steak with onions and gravy.
Very good. Excellent. Try it.
See you later.